What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today we're back to do it all over again, give you guys more lore on the Warhammer 40K universe. Today we're going to be looking over the Path of the Preview on the Warhammer community page, an article that goes over the new weapons, the new stats for the Eldari reincarnated god of death, the Yncarne. So the Yncarne is just a beast. His lore is fairly new. He came out right around the time that Guilliman was resurrected, and this guy is a pivotal key player for the Eldari in order to kill Slaanesh, reclaim their souls, and maybe go back to being at the height of their power once again. So Yncarne actually wields one of the crone swords, a finger of the god of smiths, Val, and that crone sword is Vilith Zar, the Sword of Souls. So let's go ahead and take a look at the new stats for it in 9th edition. So Vilith Zar, the Sword of Souls, has two weapon profiles, which is now the norm for any character. You've got the piercing strike and the sweeping blow. When it comes to the piercing strike, strength is +4, AP -4, damage is D3 +3. So at a minimum, it's doing 4 damage per attack. At a max, it's doing 6. However, that little kicker is that each time an attack is made with this weapon, invuln saves are moot. They are ignored. So definitely go out there and hunt named characters. You're going to be easily cleaving through them left and right. You're not going to be doing as much damage as the other avatar of the Eldar, the Avatar of Cain. That guy is a monster. This guy is pretty good, just more fair. Now, that was the piercing strike. Vilith Zar can also be used in a sweeping blow motion. This is strength of the user, AP -4 with only 1 damage. However, anytime you attack with this weapon in this melee profile, you make 2 rolls instead of 1. Which is interesting because they decided to not show us the stats for the Yncarne just yet. So we'll have to wait a little bit. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be very similar to that of the Avatar of Cain, Kayla Mensha Cain, which is pretty cool. Now, going on through the article, they continue to tell us that the Yncarne has a 4-up invuln save, and he also is able to have any damage taken. This is going to be pivotal so that he can go in to close combat and just wreck. However, that's not all he can do, because this guy also has that awesome effect on his base, the Swirling Soul Energy, which he can use as a projectile type attack. Range is that of a 6, assault is D6, strength 7, AP -2, 1 damage apiece. And each time this attack is made, it automatically hits the target, which is really good, because potentially you could be doing 6 strength 7 attacks, but its backside is that the range is only 6 inches. So basically you're using this to soften up any enemies that you're about to charge in. The Swirling Energies also has another ability, is that in your shooting phase, each time this model is selected to shoot, the Swirling Soul Energy can target and resolve attacks against every eligible enemy unit. Each time this model fires Overwatch, it only resolves its attack against the charging unit. So it just got a little bit better. Plop this guy in the middle of a whole bunch of enemy units, and even though the range is only 6 inches, he can hit every eligible unit there. So definitely just run into your opponent's ranks, get wrecked, honestly. But you'll probably survive because you got that 4-up invuln and you have any damage, and then you're probably going to be with pretty close range of all these enemy units, and then you just let the soul siphoning begin, which is pretty cool. Now, continuing on, they do tell us that he does have 12 attacks. So, going back to the melee weapons, that's 12 attacks with his piercing strike that could potentially do 6 damage each. That's a potential of 72 wounds on the target. Now, that's if you roll perfect. You go through the invuln saves, armor saves not an issue, probably. and you're just going to be melting whatever comes your way. So 12 attacks is pretty good. Really great with a sweeping blow, because that means you have 24 attacks. So yeah, this guy is a melee monster. And then lastly, we do have the Storm of Whispers psychic ability. He is able to project his voice of the dead and utterly create insanity in anybody around him. It is a Witchfire attack that has a warp charge value of 6. If you manage to manifest it, you roll 3d6 for each enemy unit within 9 inches of the Psyker, and for every roll of a 4 or higher, that unit's models suffers 1 mortal wound, which is pretty good. Because again, this guy is meant to go right in the middle of the enemy and just wreck. The Shield of Yncarne is another awesome ability. It is when the Psyker manifests a shield of spiritual energy around their allies, sheltering the devotees of Yncarne from harm. Basically, it's a warp charge value of 6. It's a blessing that you can target one friendly Yncarne unit, except Titanic units, within 12 inches of the Psyker. Until the start of the next psychic phase, models in that unit have a 4-up invuln save. So, the thing about the Yncarne is that they have a lot of synergy with models dying. Now, that's good and all, because you could pop up and do crazy things left and right, but the more things that die, it's just may be able to snowball into your opponent's favor. So to kind of stop that or just mitigate death, the Shield of Yncarne will help you tremendously. Obviously, you don't want to be doing this when you're tag teaming with the Avatar of Cain. You want to be putting it on like a unit of troops to hold an objective longer, or maybe striking Scorpions, Howling Banshees, because they're going to be up close and personal as well. So that's something to kind of think about and keep in mind. So we have a lot of things going for this guy. 4-up invuln, 12 attacks, awesome weapon that can cleave through hordes or punch through the mightiest of warriors and tanks, and of course the swirling soul energy can just decimate a bunch of things up close and personal. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I really hope that it becomes more of a, I don't know, because like 9th edition is being super powerful. Like every army or every little inkling that we see, it's like, oh, this gun ignores invuln save, this guy ignores invuln saves, this guy can take out a titan in a single round of combat. Oh, the synergy between these two is just overpowered. I don't know, like power creep is rearing its head into this edition time and time again, and we're seeing all of these codices just become stronger and better, and almost like it's a must buy. Is this just a ploy from GW to make you buy more models, more books? Probably, but we'll see if this trend continues, and maybe it'll stop and get completely revamped in 10th edition, because I have a feeling something big is going to happen in 10th. Maybe a complete, lore change or something big happens, but we'll see, because I mean, obviously Warhammer 10th edition, Warhammer X, something big is going to happen there. But if you guys are going to be playing the Eldari, let me know if the Avatar of Yncarne, the Yncarne, is one of your must-buys. Do you like what they're doing to him, making him a beast, since essentially he is the reincarnation of the god of death? So I like what they're doing, but we'll see what happens. As always, guys, if you guys like what we do, support is very much appreciated. You guys can like the video, comment down below, share the video, and of course, if you want to support us more personally, you can head on over to our Patreon page and pledge $1 a month. That'll help us bring you 40K videos each and every day, but if not, we understand. Just hit that notification bell and subscribe. As always, this has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.